Do you know what happens to me after casting and live streaming a whole entire day of regionals? I transform into Master Melvin, Triple M, the game. Still fighting someone for the trademark for that name though. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Censored Pub channel. Yesterday I have the pleasure and honor to livecast and stream the Europeans regionals, and I can say from the deep down of my heart and very honestly, and I'm 100% not lying, I really had a blast. So what are we gonna do in this video is I am gonna be sharing with you from my observation from the whole entire day of the European regionals about the new meta, some of the changes, some of the evolution of the deck, some of the evolution of the cards, what are some cards that you can play, and also how the top tier players are playing right now to get past some of the decks. Disclaimer, I am not a top tier player and I am not a competitive player. In fact, I don't try to even be competitive, but at least what I can do is maybe observe what are some of the top tier players are playing and try to look the part. That didn't really come out right. So without further ado, Master Melvin, Triple M, the game, it's in the house. Here are some of my observations of how the meta has evolved. See you guys after a short intro. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. First up, we will be taking a look at some of the new decks that have been doing quite a lot of showing, having quite a lot of showing in BT13 in the Europeans regionals. Not just in European regionals, I think I'm seeing it everywhere else in the world, alright? So the first one is gonna be King Vegeta, head of the Saiyan's Rebellion. This deck is very powerful. So with the Young Invaders field card, what happened here is that you are gonna have very little Saiyans on your board, not in your opponent's board, on your board, and every time they are played they have an effect. For example, like Vegeta, the Young Invader, when this card is played, you burn your you get your when your opponent plays it on your board, right? But it is considered playing on your board, you burn one and then you draw one. And if one of your card is attacked, you get to choose that card and gets minus 5k power for the turn. So that is kind of like pretty good. However, in the end, this card is not going to stay, because with the 3-drop promo, your opponent is going to draw 2, discard 1, and he is going to go up to 3-drop really quickly. So this deck, it's fast, this deck wants to control, and with that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, it is so difficult to deal with. So how do you play around this deck? What I saw with a lot of players, it's you concentrate on their 3-drop Vegeta. Don't let them go up to the 5-drop Vegeta. Usually when the 5-drop Vegeta comes, the game ends right there and then. But however, with the 3-drop Vegeta, always take care of them. And one of the ways that I've seen, even though there is no sideboard, but this card kept on making its appearance, it is going to be Belmont double devastation. No matter which deck I'm seeing playing, whether it's blue, is it green, is it yellow, people are playing this card. Why do people play this card? Because this card, it's kind of maybe people are really expecting King Vegeta, because what this card does is that you choose 3 of your battle card, and all these little Saiyan cards are considered your battle card. You can choose them and place them in their owner's drop area, and then you play this card from your hands. You get to KO one of your opponent's battle card, and it is a 20k blocker that you can use, especially against an aggressive card. Maybe this is a card that you want. Alright, so however, they are not going to stay very long on your board though, so take note of that, because a lot of them in the next turn, what they're going to do here is they're going to play the 3-drop promo Vegeta. It is going to be really good. So take care of their battle cards, but also maybe side in a little bit of Belmont. This card has been doing quite a lot of round in the recent regionals. So there is a reason why some people are saying that this is the King's format, because more than just being King Vegeta being very powerful, we have another contender which is from green. It is King Cold Dynasty. This deck itself plays a lot of few cards, and it's also very aggressive. A lot of its attacks are telegraphed, especially coming from King Cold, especially coming from that very powerful unison. We will talk about that later. So get your negates ready and be ready for the attack. A lot of its defensive moves are also very aggressive during your turn. It can be a blocker, it can be the counter attack. I don't really have a lot of advice on how to play that. Just play normally and hopefully be smart, know what you're up against, and you should be able to get past this deck. However, one of the things that would be to your advantage, it's also to know actual ruling. I've seen a lot of this this type of things happening. King Ko Effortless Strike. Take note, this card is powerful, but it is not exactly godlike and super powerful. It is a 1 cost counterplay anything that is 4 or less. However, this cost reduction, it's only during your opponent's turn. So when it is during your turn, when you're playing it, if your opponent use Cooler Effortless during your opponent's turn, but when it is during his turn, his turn, right? The guy who's playing King Ko, this card, it's always a 4 cost. So take note of that. Why is this important? It is because, for example, something like Demon God Poutine, something like Turbo, when you're paying 2 to play her and then you stop the aggression right then, unless your opponent has discard 2 or send 2 cards from their warp, they cannot pay 1 to use Cooler Effortless Strike to negate this, because it is really during their turn and not during their opponent's turn. If they want to use Cooler, it is not 1 cost, it is 4 cost. This thing, if you're playing cards like Turbo, you're playing cards like Demon God Poutine, counter attack cards that kind of stop everything dead in its track, which we have quite a lot right now, this would save your life. Another thing about King Ko, it's the power of their Unison card, which is King Vegeta Umbre Invader. This card, it's extremely powerful, especially with its -5. From a 15k single striker, it will become a 30k to 35k minimum triple striker. So take note of that, but it is going to be telegraphed. All the swings that I've seen so far with King Vegeta or that 2-drop Vegeta Unison, they are left with 1 marker. So one of the things that you can do over here, if there is a chance for you to sideboard, put in Clash of the Masked Warrior. I really believe I've changed of mind with this card. I know I made a video several months ago saying that this card is not good. However, I think slowly my mind has changed, and I believe that the community will slowly come to see this. But I'm not a professional player myself. However, I don't think I'm stupid either. So I really think that this card is good. So why is this card good? Because usually when people go for King Vegeta, they swing, they just combo their whole hands and trying to go for the game. However, with Clash of the Masked Warrior, what happens here is activate battle, you tap 1, now your opponent has to face a choice. They can either remove a marker or you are not going to get damage from this particular interaction. So now, it's a very big dilemma, because once, whether the King Vegeta has 1 Unison, because if it has 1 marker, it will die. Even if it has 2 marker, there is a change in marker in the Unison card, all the skills, all the things that it gains will be reset. That means it does not gain the 15k, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at least what I know, it will lose its triple strike. So either you gain 0 or you are not going to get any damage. Either you take 0 damage or you're just going to take 1 damage. So it's a really good card. Take note of that, and if there is a chance to sideboard, maybe put in a few Clash of the Masked Warrior. One of the things that really took me by surprise is how viable a deck like Dark Broly still do, and it is just so difficult to deal with. There is really pretty much nothing you can do over here, because as much as Dark Broly is a very simple deck, it is also very utility, because it can be for a short aggressive game, it can be mid-range, and we saw that it can even go the distance. So you really don't know what it does. It has the ability to bot control, it has the ability to hand control, and right now it has the ability to do even more aggression. So maybe one of the things I've seen a lot if you're playing yellow, Vegeta Unison of Fury, this is always a very good card. So -1, your opponent can't attack with battle card with energy cost greater than your current. So every single one of Broly's card is definitely greater than its energy cost. So take note of that, because this is something that maybe you have to deal with. And if you're playing yellow, this is definitely the Unison for you. However, a lot of Dark Broly players started to go past that, so they would just revert to bot control, they would just revert back to hand control, and once they reach that 6 energy, they will come at you, because this card has a timer. It's good only in the early games, but when it comes to later game itself, the -3, it's still good. 20k double strike dual attack. However, at the same time, by the time, it might be a little bit too late against the Broly player. Of course, if you're playing green, there is always a chance for you to do a big Amore. That is also a really good card, and also Magic Abura, the Broken Seal. Just say Broly, or was it Dark Broly or Broly check it out before and just say Broly 6. However, I would like to highlight that when it comes to the Dark Broly situation, it got even worse, because right now, instead of just playing Dark Broly, Dark Broly, Dark Broly, a lot of players are doing something a little bit different. So when it comes to Dark Broly, the deck itself has undergone evolution. No longer are we looking at just Dark Broly, Dark Broly, Dark Broly, Dark Broly. Some things have started to change also. With the inclusion of Dark Broly Unbridled Destruction, one of the telltale signs is that something is about to go down. Because usually this card, what you gain it from the EX Evolve. You get to play on top of card, because that is where you get all the power and utility of the card, or you play it with the new card called the Vindicator that comes out in BT 13. However, a lot of players are just playing this card vanilla without any cards. That means this card is nothing but a 30k swing. What is very important here is that, take note, it is also a red battle card. So one of the telltale sign here is when this combo is going to happen. I'm going to show you the combo over here, is that when your opponent leader it's unawakened and this card is on the board, and they are going to be awakening soon. They are going to be swinging with their card, and after they swing with their card, they are going to awaken their leader. Once they awaken their leader, you will be facing a offering with Triple Striker, 30k, SS4 Son Goku, a Hellfire Pleat. This card can just end the game right there and then. So this is Triple Striker, and then why it can be played for free, because once your opponent awakens, this card can pop that red card, and then he gets played for free. So offering, either you let your opponent draw 2 cards, or you crit a life that brings you down to Triple Strike. When he swings, you are definitely gonna have a very, very bad time, especially if you're caught unaware. So one of the ways that you can get around this, not a lot of decks can do that, but if you're playing black, you are in luck, because you can definitely use the Supreme Kai of Time, Labyrinth Unleash. For some reason, and I believe so, because why not, I've seen a lot of players, they are gonna be swinging with their 7-drop Broly. So what you can do here is, if that 7-drop Broly it's on the board, or they're swinging with their board, and you have Supreme Kai of Time, what you can do here is negate the attack and send that Broly out and let it come back at the end of the turn. So either your opponent awakens that turn, or he delays a turn to awaken. What's happening here is that they cannot use the card, because that red card is not there anymore. They cannot use it to play their Hellfire Pleat. So basically that's it. So these are some of the observations that I made during the live streaming and casting of the recent European regionals. Is there anything that I missed? Is there anything that you can add on for some of the players that are watching this video? I hope this video is going to be helpful for you to prepare for the regionals, especially the season has just started. If you like this video, appreciate it. If you give this video a like. If you like what I'm doing here and would like to support the channel, give this video a sub. Thank you a lot. I would love you very much. Alright, so this is Master Melvin Triple M the game signing off. Still fighting someone for the patent for that and the trademark for that name. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy playing the Dragon Ball Super card game. See you guys in the next video. Ciao.